What's up, everybody? We are live. We have a good card this Saturday night. We have Anthony Smith versus Alexander Ratchet. It's a good card. Joining me is my co-host, as always, Kelton. Kelton, what's up, my man?
What's up, man? I'm excited. I think this card is a lot better than last week's. I know Contender Series last night. I don't know if you were able to catch it, but man, that card really pumped me up, man, because in my opinion, that was the best night of Contender Series, in my opinion, as far as talent goes. I thought a lot of those guys, I thought we were going to get 5 contracts. I thought we could have arguably got 6 contracts with Silva. I forget the guy's first name, but he had a really good performance in a loss. It was just a really good night, so that kind of pumped me up extra for this Saturday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I watched the last night when I got off of work. It was a good card. You know, your boy cashed. You telling me to bet him and all that stuff, but I just didn't really look into that much. Yeah, man. I love Contender Series on Tuesday. Shout out to you. Good job on calling. What is it, Huck Buddy or Huck
Yeah,
Body?
Colin Huckbody. So just to break it down real quick, my thing was originally and was mainly a fade on the other guy, Kyron Bowen. I looked at his record. I saw he got submitted in the first round twice by Callan Bourne, who was supposed to fight Dwight Grant on the last card. And man, I looked into this Callan Bourne guy for that fight, and he's really bad. Like, he would have been one of the worst UFC signings in recent memory. And I saw this guy got subbed to him twice, and then I saw his most recent fight where he was taken down and passed by a 4-10 guy. And then from what I saw from Huck Buddy, man, he's a really good grappler. His striking definitely needs work. He's got an awkward frame. He's kind of got, not quite to his extent, but that Kyle Dawkins frame where the real framey, tall shoulders. He's really good at that arm triangle choke, and dude, one takedown, arm triangle choke, over shortly after. So if your grappling chops aren't up to par, this guy Huck Body is going to take you down, and he's going to fucking submit you. Can't wait to see him in the UFC.
Yeah, I'm see how it is. But yeah, his grappling's good, and he's a pretty big dude for 185 too. And he trains at Jackson Winks, and I believe that his jiu-jitsu coach is Brock Larson. You know, Brock Larson's a good coach. So yeah, excited to see what he does in the future. Yeah, let's talk about last card real quick. We'll do a quick recap on that. Yeah, betting wise, I had another winning night, so 2 cards in a row. It was really short though. I think it was I forget what it was, plus. I think it was point 8 or point 0.9 on the night, but I mean, a fucking winning night is a winning night. We'll talk about those two plays in a little bit. Frankie Edgar versus Munoz. You know, watching it live, I scored it for Edgar, but then when I rewatched it, I do think that Munoz won the fight. Yeah, Edgar, I thought he had a close fight. He looked a lot better than he has in the past, because I feel like 35 is the best weight class for him. But yeah, Munoz, I think, won that fight. I'm curious to see where they both go from here. Edgar should not get a title shot, I'll tell you that. I mean, he should even fight the winner of if Sterling beats Yan, he should even get that title shot. That's bullshit. Co-main event: Rodriguez versus Marcin Prachnio. That's probably the worst co-main event of all time. Marcin was looking decent early, and the guy just has no chin. I mean, what do you want to say about that? No chin. Congrats, Rodriguez, but yeah, he'll probably be a fade in the future. And it sucks because I like Rodriguez a lot in the past, but he's a fade. Next fight, Selecki versus Hubbard. Now, this one kind of stings a little bit because I was on Selecki first, pre-tape, and then after tape, I was still you know what? I think he might win this. And then I looked into it more, and I'm like, okay, I got to bet Hubbard. And then, it was a losing bet for me. Hubbard, I don't know, man. I mean, so I even said Selecki's a fucking good black belt, but I didn't think he can get him down and keep him down. But he didn't get him down. He just fucking got his back and fucking choked him out. So congrats to Lecky. I thought he was, I don't know. For some reason, I thought he was kind of small at 55, but he looked pretty big in there, man. So Hubbard still looked bigger, but he still looked big. I'm curious to see where they go from here next. I don't think Hubbard's a jobber or anything, but when he fights a good grappler, I don't know. It might have to be a pass or a fade. So yeah, congrats to Selecki bettors out there. Next fight, Dobson versus Sagapova. Not much to say here, dude. I was having a pretty back and forth with a prediction guru, and he was telling me that he still thinks Sagapova is a future champ and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know what he's watching. I know you had to play Navratilova. I don't think she looked good, and I don't think that she's anything special at all. I actually think that she's a fucking jobber. You go out there and lose to the worst fucking fighter in the division. It's embarrassing, in my opinion, and I would 100% fade her going forward. I don't care who it is. I don't think Navratilova is good. I don't. It's embarrassing, dude. She gassed out. I see people saying that she's fucking good and all this stuff. Maybe it was a weight cut issue. I don't know, but that was, I don't know, man. I just losing to Dobson, dude. Like, we always make fun of Dobson, dude. Like, maybe she wins her next fight, Agapova, but I don't know, man. I would never fucking ever fucking be confident in her. I mean, maybe if she fights Ciffers again, I would probably go with her there, but I don't know. I want to see who she fights next fight, and I want to see how she comes from that loss. But I can't believe Dobson won. Next fight, Rodriguez versus Grant. I'm not going to grill you that much because I know you had to play on her. I mean, everyone had to play on her. It's not like you just did. I mean, the whole world fucking bet Agapova. Next fight, Daniel Rodriguez versus Grant. I mean, what do you want to say about this fight? It was fucking a banger, dude. Rodriguez is fucking losing. I mean, damn, Grant almost fucking got him out of there, man. I mean, Rodriguez is tough, though. I mean, he's been hurt in a lot of fights, but he's durable. Like, you can't sit here and say Rodriguez does not have a good chin. He has a really fucking good chin. And he came back and beat Grant. Grant fucking gassed out, and Rodriguez probably deserves a top 20 guy next, man. I mean, he's on a good winning streak right now. Throw him in there, man, with someone like fucking Zaleski or fucking, I don't know, man. Someone that's like right outside the top 15. I definitely think he deserves it. Next fight, Amanda Lemos versus fucking Mizuki. So yeah, that was my winning play of the night. So thanks to her, I had a winning night. Yeah, she looked good. She won every round. I see people saying that Mizuki won a couple rounds. No, dude, Lemos fucking dominated that fight, dude. And she looked good. Yeah, her cardio was not an issue at all. So good job. This next fight really pisses me off. Jordan Wright versus Ike Villanova. I mean, I can't be on my phone all the time, so it kind of sucks when you hit plus money. I wasn't on my phone, and then when I, was on my phone, he was like fucking like minus 05 or minus 110, and I mean that still would have been a good bet, but I really wanted to play him at plus money. I didn't want to bet him at juice, and yeah, man, he fucking went out there and hurt him bad with that knee, that fucking switch kick. You know, man, a lot of people, including you, are not sold on this guy. They think that he's going to lose a lot of fights in the UFC, and I don't think so, man. I actually think he can win some fights, man. I mean, be honest, if he fought Colin Huckbuddy right now, like, oh my god, dude. Like, I know Huckbuddy has a good grappling credential, but fuck, dude, Wright would fucking kill him, dude. I think Wright would actually win not a good amount of fights, but I think he would win some fights. Like, I'm 100% telling you right now, he will win fights in the UFC at 185. They just got to match him up. But I think he will. I really do, man. I mean, let's be honest. I'm trying to think who he should fight in his fucking first fight. I mean, they got rid of Pajota, so I don't know. Like, maybe give him Power Bar. Like, that'd be a good fight. I'm sure a lot of people will probably be on Power Bar, but I got right, dude, in that fight, man. So, yeah, next fight, Seamless Burger versus Venus. Yeah, this one stings, too, because, I mean, I wanted the line on Seamless Burger that like we didn't open. I think it was like what plus 285 and all this shit, and then he fucking when seeing him at plus 105, I'm like, damn. I mean, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of value if I bet this fight. And even though I picked him to get the win, I mean, I thought it was a close fight, but he dominated the fight. He looked good. Mina's fucking. I don't know what's up with him, man. Like he just has no physique. Like he looks like I don't know, man. He's not. He looks small, bro. He looks like he should be at like fucking like featherweight, dude. I don't know what's up with him at all, but he's tough. But yeah, he's a fade. And Seamless Burger, I'm excited to see who he gets matched up with next fight, man. I mean, me and you are pretty big on Philip Rowe, but I mean, I want him to fight Philip Rowe, man. It'd be a good fight, man. I don't know who would win that fight. I'm thinking about it right now, man. I mean, Seamless Burger fucking looked good, dude. But he fought a bum, so we'll see when he fights a guy like Rowe, we'll really see how he is because Rowe's no slouch. And then the last fight, Trevin Jones versus Timor. I mean, wow, what do you want to say about that? I mean, Trevin Jones fucking had a comeback win. Congrats to him. Whoa, Kelton, talk about this card.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I had a losing night. I lost 4 units. So main event, that was the one that stung. I mean, okay, this one didn't sting the most. A different one stung the most. But this one still stung, man, because I had Pedro Munoz. I had him in the distance. I just kind of thought Frankie's chin wouldn't hold up at 135. Like, you see all the damage he's been taking, the Korean zombie fight, and now he's moving down. He's cutting an extra 10 pounds. Is that even going to be more of a negative on Frankie's chin? And of course, with Munoz, I mean, you're talking about a guy who can guillotine anybody. So I liked his chances to finish. Unfortunately, he didn't get them. As far as the decision goes, so I had no money riding. Like once Pedro didn't finish the fight, once it hit that 25-minute mark, I had no money on whoever won the fight. Completely unbiased opinion. I thought Pedro Munoz straight up got highway robbed in that fight. I thought it was a terrible decision. I thought you arguably could have given Pedro Munoz 4 rounds to 1 with Frankie Edgar's only clear round being round 2. Yeah, I don't know. I feel for Pedro. I feel for Pedro bettors. That's I mean, I'd say for 2020, that's in my top 3 worst decisions of the year. There's that, and then the Luis Rodriguez fight on Contender Series, and then there's probably one more out there. But yeah, I guess props to Frankie. He made it close enough. He definitely threw a lot of sharp combinations. Like, Frankie looked good out there for sure. I don't want to take anything away from Frankie. He was able to make it that close enough against a current top 5 bantamweight. So Frankie Edgar, I mean, if he gets the right matchups, he can still go out there and win fights. I know I was joking around and saying Frankie Edgar should rematch Uriah Faber for a co-retirement bout, but after seeing how close Frankie fought with Pedro Munoz, I kind of think Frankie would even win that rematch even more dominantly than he did back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. Frankie looked good, but I didn't think he won. Mike Rodriguez, I mean, yeah, he knocked out a 0-3 bum with no chin, so we'll see what happens next. Selecki fight, man, I'm pissed I passed on Selecki. Fuck, man. Like, I knew he had that grappling advantage. I knew round 1 was going to be scary. I was just so worried that if it hit round 3, Hubbard would have a huge cardio advantage. And if it did hit round 3, he would have a huge cardio advantage. It just happened that Joe Selecki was just good enough that he was able to go in there and make quick work. So huge props to anyone that bet Selecki. And then this one, man, this is the one that stung. I had 4 units on Maria Agapova. And I also had 3 units on the under 1.5 rounds. So I kind of caught a lucky break there taking that under. But still, man, the fact that I bet a minus 800 low-level women's MMA chick, like, man, that Hannah Ciffers fight had me thinking Maria Agapova was somebody completely different. And then she comes out here against Shayna Dobson, who, I mean, Shayna Dobson, I was thinking Shayna Dobson wasn't even on Hannah Ciffers' level. I mean, Shayna Dobson was coming into this fight with a 3-4 record, just got knocked out in the first round by fucking Priscilla Cachoeira. I mean, I don't know, man. Completely shocked me. It's funny, once it hit that second round, and as soon as I saw how gassed Agapova was, I'm like, oh, fuck, I have 0 chance to win this fight now. So I was actually cheering for Shayna Dobson to finish the fight within the next 2.5 minutes so I could at least cash the under rather than losing on the under and Agapova minus 7 units. I was able to hit the under and then lose on Agapova. So it was only a minus 1.5 unit loss on the fight altogether. But still, man, I got to say, I'm completely ashamed. And I will never, ever bet a line like minus 800 again. And that's period, not even just low-level fight. I'm just, yeah, it's MMA, man, and you never know what the fuck is going to happen. So, yeah, next fight, Daniel Rodriguez versus Dwight Grant, the fight that we got on 1 day notice. Like, crazy. Huge props to, both guys for taking the fight. I mean, each guy is scary as shit. So to turn around and take a 1 day notice against either of these guys, it's really impressive. Dwight Grant had his moment, almost had D-Rod out of there. Props to the ref for letting it go. And then, D-Rod was able to get the knockout. So great fight. I think Dwight Grant will be back. He looked good for 2 minutes. So yeah, I think they should rebook Dwight Grant and Jared Gooden. Why not? Amanda Lemos and Mizuki Inoue, I'll give you huge props on that. I thought Lemos won all 3 rounds. Clearly, Mizuki made it close. Just with the clinch, man. I mean, that was literally her only advantage in the entire fight, was just the way she was able to hold Lemos against the cage, and she wasn't able to do anything with it either. And I'm glad all 3 judges agreed and gave Lemos all 3 rounds, because, like, you can't value 2-3 minutes of pushing a girl up against a cage over 1 or 2 minutes of Lemos absolutely teeing off on the feet. And Lemos looks so good on the feet, dude. Like, she's one of that rare breed of women's MMA where you look at her strike and it's like, man, she almost kind of hits like a guy, like that Jessica Andrade kind of vibe. Like, man, I'm pretty high on Lemos. I think she has a high ceiling. Obviously, there's things to work on. You look at her record, she has 10 pro fights, but, like, if you look at the first 5 or 6 of those, it's all like 0-0 chicks. So in reality, this girl is still so young in her career, 3-4 fights in. I really hope they don't rush her. I hope they still give her, like, Miranda Granger and Mizuki Inoue type fighters, because, like, 3-4 fights from now, this girl could be a problem. I think she'll break into the rankings, and I'm very high on Amanda Lemos. So props to you on that one. And then Jordan Wright and Ike Villanueva. I dodged a bullet on this one, man, because I almost bet on Ike Villanueva at plus money. And then Jordan Wright comes out there and makes pretty quick work. Basically, when it comes to Jordan Wright, I'll give props to Daniel Levy of Half the Battle on this one. I think he nailed it. Jordan Wright is one of those guys where he's a great hammer, but when it comes time to being the nail, it's not good, man. I mean, I don't know. I think once he fights someone a little better than somebody than Ike Villanueva, who probably should have never gotten to the UFC in the first place, I think Jordan Wright's going to struggle in the UFC personally, and he's more than welcome to prove me wrong, but I think once he starts to face a little bit of adversity, I think that's when we're gonna see him kind of crack. But hey, I'll give him props. He looked, oh my gosh, dude, that kick at the beginning, I thought he had him out immediately with that shit. So I'll give him props. He looked good. He is a great hammer. So we'll see what happens next. And then Seamelsberger, man, this is one I'm pissed I passed on, because kind of in the same train of thought with Justin there, like, you see Seamelsberger opened up plus 285. Clearly, after watching tape, that's a fucking horrendous line. And then you see plus 105, and you're like, man, Seamelsberger should win this fight, and he's plus 105. That's probably a good bet, but, like, he was plus 285, so we're not getting the best line here. But in all reality, man, if you see plus money on a guy that you think is going to win, that you have just even a little bit of confidence on, and he's plus 105, you should probably just take that. I thought Seamelsberger won all 3 rounds. Good performance from him. I'd be down with the Phil Rowe fight. And then Trevin Jones and Timor Valiev, dude. Oh, my goodness. Like, again, props to the referee for letting Trevin Jones fight through that shit. Made it to the second round, landed the perfect shot on Timor Valiev, and then finished the job. And for people complaining about the referee's inconsistency, how they're saying, oh, he didn't let Timor Valiev fight on, but they stopped with the D-Rod and Dwight Grant fight. They were basically just talking about the inconsistency, but like Timor Valiev, like if you rewatch that dude, he was so out of it. Like I know he was kind of working his way back up, but dude, he was so out of it. The referee saved Timor Valiev there. It was a great job by Trevin Jones, man. Showed a lot of toughness. Got hurt real bad to the body. I was completely counting the guy out. I mean, I made 100 DraftKings lineups this past week, and I only had Trevin Jones in like fucking 4 or 5 of them. That's how low I thought of a chance he had, and proved me wrong. I'm excited to see where both guys go from here. Yeah, so let's get on to this next one, man.
Yeah, man. So first fight of the night, dude. We got Sean Brady versus Christian Aguilera, and I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, man. So as of right now, this is the only play I have, even though I have one that I know for a fact I'm going to be making. I just haven't placed it yet. So Sean Brady, Christian Aguilera. You know, I've gone back and forth on Sean Brady on how I think his career progresses. Like when he was making his debut against Court McGee, I was like, oh man, like just watching the tape on him, I'm like, he should come out here and kill old Court McGee. And then he almost does. Like he almost finished Court there, but then it got real sketchy, and I was like, oh, maybe Brady isn't who I thought he was. But in reality, man, Court McGee's a real fucking experienced, tough dude. Court McGee's only been knocked out one time ever, and it was against Santiago Ponzinibbio. So I mean, I don't take anything away from Sean Brady just because he wasn't able to finish a guy as tough as old Court. And then I actually bet against Sean Brady in his next fight against Ismail Nordiev, and he completely shut me down. Sean Brady, I mean, first round, obviously Nordiev always looks great in the first round. And then after that, I mean, we're talking all Sean Brady all day long. I think this guy is very talented. I think he's very well-rounded. I think he has dude, he's really well-rounded. I mean, he hits hard too. It's like good combos, hits hard, good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling base, 12-0, finished championship fights inside of the championship rounds, good cardio. I am a big fan of Sean Brady, man. I am completely a believer at this point. And then on the other side here, they matched him up with Christian Aguilera, who, let's be honest, he was a regional scene journeyman for a long, long time. Took a lot of losses, and then he was able to get the UFC call short notice against Anthony Ivy. He was able to knock out Anthony Ivy, but like, man, if you watch that fight, it's like I don't know. Anthony Ivy might be like low key one of the biggest frauds of all time. He just looked like he wasn't able to take a single punch from Aguilera, and that's not to take anything away from Aguilera. He definitely hits hard too. He's got an all right wrestling base. I've seen him land a lot of takedowns in the regional scene. It's just I don't think he's going to be able to take down Sean Brady. I don't think he's going to be able to outstrike Sean Brady. I see this being really a showcase fight for Sean Brady. And, you look at the odds, it's minus 400, kind of not really playable. But I saw Sean Brady wins inside the distance at plus 210. I immediately bet that. If you go and watch this guy, Aguilera's career, I mean, he's got 4 questionable KO, TKO losses against, the second one being to Matt Sales, who is a featherweight, arguably one of the smaller featherweights in the division. And then if you look at the most recent one, it was okay. So he had those first 3. They were all at 155 pounds, and then he moves up to 170. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's getting knocked out at 155 pounds. Maybe his chin's better at 170. And then he fights David Mashad in the LFA at 170 pounds. If you guys know, David Mashad is UFC reject, not known for knocking anything out. He drops Christian Aguilera in that fight, and then on the ground, Mashad just rolls through him on the ground, puts him through a crucifix, and then just, bashes away. It looked like a complete mismatch. I like Sean Brady's chances to finish this fight, man. I think he can knock out Aguilera, expose that durability, and then even on the mat, I can see him locking up a sub. So, yeah, took the nice little plus 210 prop on that and hoping that can cash for me. What do you think of this fight, man?
Yeah, man, this is a good fight. I like Sean Brady a lot. I've been high on him for a long time. I don't know how I got plus money against Fraudiev. That was a fucking joke. He fucking looked great in that fight. He's really well-rounded, man. He has a good game. He's been putting in a lot of work with Eddie Alvarez, and he's a legit black belt, man. That's a lot of people don't realize. And the only thing with him is that when he has 5 wins by finish, he's a decisionator, man. He gets a lot of decisions. He has a great chin. He has great cardio. Has really good wrestling. He has a good right hand. The Court McGee fight, it was domination, and you hurt Court McGee a couple of times, but like you mentioned, Court McGee's only been finished by Ponzi. In the next fight against Fraudiev, he looked really good in that fight. With Aguilera, he's been knocked out 4 times. Like you mentioned, he got knocked out by a featherweight. He's improved. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. With him, though, I feel like he's a brawler and he hits really hard. I feel like Brady needs to go out there and just take him down. Aguilera went out there and fucking got taken down by that jobber he fought. I think it was 2 fights ago, that Brazilian guy was taking him down in the 3rd round. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, Brady has a big advantage on the mat here, man. I think if Brady's smart, he goes out there and takes him down. Aguilera's been taken down a lot in the past. The only thing with Aguilera, too, is he's a brown belt. So he has a good jiu-jitsu. He's never been tapped out either. So I don't know if Brady's going to get the finish here, man. This could be the fight that he gets it, though, because, like I mentioned, really bad chin Aguilera. But, Aguilera is a good striker, man. So if I was Brady, I do think Brady has the advantage everywhere. But I think he needs to go out there and take him down, man. And I think he could definitely get a TKO on the mat or maybe even a sub. But, Aguilera's a brown belt. Trains out of Oyama. A great camp, dude, in fucking SoCal. So, I don't know, man, if he gets this finish. I got him getting the job done for sure. But I don't know. I hope for you he gets the finish. But I'm going to go with the dominant decision for Brady. And one more thing I want to say about this fight, about Anthony Ivy. I don't know how Barberina is only minus 265. He opened at minus 225. Dude, that is a fucking I don't want to fucking bet juice like that, but oh my god. Barberina is gonna absolutely fucking kill him, dude. So I hope they fucking open that in the distance line good. I don't know if they will, but oh my god. Even though Barberina is a little on the decline, but he's been finished by 2 really good fighters, dude. Luque and fucking Brown. I got Barberina smoking them, dude. So next fight, man, this is a pretty popular fight. A lot of people are talking about this fight. We got Emily Whitmire versus Polyana Viana. Wow, dude. I mean, this is the fight we're talking about right now. Fucking these girls. Yeah, I'm gonna be short and sweet this breakdown, man. I gotta go Whitmire here, man. Viana's a fucking bum. I can't pick her, dude. She sucks, dude. She's 1-3. I mean, she lost to Hannah Ciffers. I mean, honestly, I could just leave it like that. I mean, she lost Hannah Ciffers. I'm done. I mean, but I'm gonna talk a little more. I mean, that's embarrassing. She fucking got subbed against a fucking can like fucking Veronica Macedo. I mean, she's losing to fucking jobbers, dude. Her only win was against fucking Joe Daddy Stevenson's fucking ex-wife or whatever. I mean, that was, oh my god, dude, that girl's on tough. She was fucking terrible. Um, I don't know what's up with Viana, man. She has a good ground game and she's a brown belt, but I mean, dude, striking's not good. She fucking pulls guard a lot. I mean, Whitmire's going to be a bigger girl. You know, we've talked crap about Whitmire in the past, saying that she's really, she's kind of a fraud and stuff, but she has a good ground game, man. She really does. And yeah, she's 4-3. So I mean, Viana has a better record, but Whitmire's been in there with better competition, and she went to the second round with Rebus, and I mean, Rebus is a fucking top 5 girl, bro. In my opinion, I'm sure you agree with that too. She went out there and made quick work at Albu. Who else? Oh yeah, Robertson. Julian Robertson fucking tapped her out. I mean, 2 legit girls are going out there and fucking beating Whitmire. I actually think Whitmire has a striking advantage. I think she a good jab. I just think that she can take her down. I think she can take Viana down. She needs to mind her P's and Q's because Viana has she's decent off her back. But yeah, I got Whitmire, man, and I got Whitmire tapping her out, dude. So I'm gonna go with them and Whitmire with a sub. Who you got?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you want to hear me talk about how these girls match up, it's like, I mean, pretty shaky striking from both. Although I guess I'd give a slight advantage to Whitmire. I think she's slightly cleaner with her hands. But still, I mean, if they were to come out and strike for 15 minutes, you'd probably end up with a really razor split decision. When it comes to the grappling, they're both pretty. I mean, they're aggressive with their grappling. Like both definitely hunting for hubs or hunting for subs, but they're both super susceptible to getting subbed of their own. Like, I don't know. It's just like 4-3. Polyana Viana is more experienced for sure, but like, I don't know if you can, UFC runs. Like, at least Emily Whitmire has lost to Jillian Robertson and Amanda Hebos and then beat the other 2 girls, whereas Polyana Viana made her UFC debut against Maya Stevenson, who may as well not even fucking count as a UFC win. I mean, can you name a fighter who's been in the UFC that wouldn't beat Maya Stevenson? And then the next 3 fights, I mean, clear decision loss to JJ Aldrich, and then she can't even beat Hannah Ciffers. Like, bro, Maria Agapova beat Hannah Ciffers easily. You can't even beat Hannah Ciffers easily. Close split decision. I thought it arguably could have gone either way, but hey, they raised Hannah Ciffers' hands there. And then against Macedo, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, has Macedo ever subbed anybody in a minute before? Like, I don't know. Such a bad look for Polyana Viana. I don't want to talk about this fight anymore. I'm going to go with Emily Whitmire via, I'll say a round 1 submission.
One quick thing I want to mention about this fight is a pass fight. I cannot bet this fight. And also, Viana has a lot of wins by submission. Whitmire's been tapped out 3 times. So, I mean, it's sketchy, man, because I think Whitmire has to get her down on the map. But, I mean, Viana could get a sub, man. I mean, people are acting like this is easy money for Whitmire. I don't agree. I'm picking her to win, but I would not be betting her. And I know a lot of people, they're going to be fucking max betting her here, and I wouldn't, dude, because this is a sketchy fucking fight.
This is a definition of a pass fight. I mean, even like if the line was wide on one side, I would understand, but like we're looking at minus 120 plus 100, like that's so close that there's no way you can possibly find value on either of these really like low level fighters. So yeah, that's just how I feel about it.
Even when Whitmire was plus money, I still couldn't pull the trigger. I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Right.
So the next fight, I believe we have a new fight. We have Bruce Leroy versus Kevin Croom. I was excited, man, for the other fight with Chikazi. I thought that was gonna be a banger, and to be honest, I thought that was a dogger fucking pass, man, from a betting perspective. I was gonna go with Giga, but I do think that Leroy was live in this fight, though. I mean, it's kind of hard to trust Leroy Juice. I would never fucking bet Leroy Juice. I don't care who he's fighting. I mean, maybe Chase Hooper if they rematch, but in this fight, Kevin Croom has a lot of experience, but I mean, he's been finished a lot. He's improved. I mean, you can look at his record, but yeah, I got to go with Leroy here, man. Be honest, man. Leroy's improved a lot. I mean, 3-1 in his last 4. I mean, people are saying he fucking Ocho won that fight. I don't know what they're watching, man. Leroy won that fight, and I know he hasn't been fighting the best competition, but his striking's good. I mean, I know he beat a fucking jobber last fight in Chase Hooper, but dude, his striking looked really good. I mean, his fucking jab looked good. People forget this guy went to a split with Rodriguez, man. I know it was a long time ago, but I like Leroy. I mean, I can't sit here and say he's a jobber. I can't, man. I mean, he's experienced. When he fights a great grappler, then you can say, okay, there's no way he's gonna win this fight because it's been stopped so many times. But yeah, man, he's been improving and he's big for 45. Fucking, he has a good chin. He's only been knocked out one time. Great movement. I like his cardio too. I mean, I like Leroy, man, and I'm really excited to see who he fights after he fights Croom. But yeah, I got him winning this fight pretty comfortably. Who you got?
Man, this is kind of a weird fight, and definitely a newer one that I haven't been able to look into as much as I've wanted to. Like, I've only got to watch a couple of Croom's fights and get a little familiar with him. I mean, one thing I'll say, I'm happy to see this guy get into the UFC. He has 33 pro fights, has fought in organizations like Bellator, LFA, Shamrock FC, Titan FC, tons of Missouri regional, Texas regional, fought on Bellator 28 back in 2010. I mean, we're talking about a real experienced dude here. So, and I believe he's on quite the run right now. Yeah, I mean, he's 3-0. First round submission win over Charles Crazy Horse Bennett. Shout out to that guy. And then 2 decision wins. I mean, definitely. I mean, he went to the split decision over a 5-2 guy. I kind of want to see that fight because I mean, if he's really going to a split decision with a 5-2 guy and he's this experienced, that's not a good look. So I kind of want to see that fight. And then Caceres on the other side. I think Justin's right. I think Caceres is really actually kind of coming into his own. There's definitely the chance that Chase Hooper made his striking look a lot better than it actually is, but no, man. I mean, I think Caceres, he looked solid in that fight. He looked solid in the Steven Peterson fight. There was a little time there where I kind of thought Alex Caceres, like, I was just kind of getting the vibe that he just didn't really care anymore. But I mean, he's going out there and fucking fighting like he cares for sure. So like, I'm not even gonna look into some of the interviews I was seeing, maybe a couple fights ago, but. Yeah, man. When I think about both these guys, I see Alex Caceres as kind of a UFC journeyman, and then Kevin Croom is a regional scene journeyman. So, and then I mean, skill wise, I think Alex Caceres is actually arguably fucking better everywhere, man. I think he could be the better striker, the better grappler, the better wrestler. So, I just think there's levels to this. I understand the -200 line or -195, whatever it is. But then again, from a betting perspective. Alex Caceres is not a kind of guy you want to bet at -200. He's 16-12. He's lost almost half of his fights. So, like, from a betting perspective, it's probably Croom or pass. I mean, it's a fight, man. So, I'm going to pass, but I'm going to go with Caceres. I'll say Croom takes a round. I'll say Caceres 29-28 unanimous.
I mean, he does have a lot of wins by sub too, but I mean, he has to get the fight down on the mat, so we'll see. But I gotta go with Caceres as well. Next fight, this is a good fight. This is actually another really close fight, man. I mean, I've had a tough time with this fight. This is a pick'em fight for a reason. We got my boy Italy, Alessio De Chirico versus Zach Cummings. This is a close fight. I've been having a tough time going back and forth this fight. De Chirico, man, he's improved. I mean, he's been out there fucking with close fights, man, with Kevin Holland and fucking what is his name? Was it Mahmoud or fucking what's that Russian's name or not Russian? The guy Mayweather fucking
Mahmoud Muradov.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that kid. That guy's gonna beat Jocko. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, man, I thought he had close fights with both of them. And the Kevin Holland fight, I know Holland had an injury in that fight, but still, though, man, I mean, Dave Trico's no slouch. He's been around. He has a losing record in UFC, but I mean, like I mentioned, 2 close fights with 2 fucking good fighters. The thing with him that bothers me, man, is he just has his low output, dude. I mean, he has good striking. He's technical, man. I mean, when he fucking goes off, he goes off. He was hurting fucking Murderov in that 3rd round, man. You could tell, man, Murderov was fucking gassing, man. Dave Chirico's actually been known to gas in the past, but his cardio looked good in that fight. He's a good right hand. He's a huge fucking 85er. He has a great chin. That's one thing about Dave Chirico. The guy's fucking tough, dude. He always goes forward. He's never been fucking knocked out. I mean, I feel like he has the grappling advantage here. I think he can take down Zach Cummings, but the thing with Zach Cummings, because the dude's a fucking legit black belt, is a great darce. I don't think Dave Chirico should spend that much time on the mat with him because, I mean, he's been tapped out by Spice Lee. So, I mean, he could definitely get tapped out here. On the feet, Cummings is huge. He has a great straight left, but he also has low output, which is this is gonna be could be an ugly fight. This could be a boring fight. Man, this is a tough fight, man. I mean, Cummings dropped fucking Omari, but like I mentioned, man, Cummings doesn't throw a lot either, man. So I feel like he's slow. Day Trico's the faster dude. I've had a tough time with this one. I mean, I feel like Cummings at plus money. I mean, Cummings is live to win this fight. I mean, this is a close fight. But like I mentioned, both these guys have low volume. I feel like Day Trico's a little more technical, but I think Cummings hits harder. But I think Day Trico could win rounds by taking him down. So I'm going to go with Day Trico. I'm going to go with a close decision win. Would it surprise me if Zach Cummings won? No. I just don't think he can knock him out, man. I'm telling you right now, Day Trico has a really fucking good chin. He has one of the best chins at 85. So I got to go with Day Trico with the job done. What about you?
I know you're going to like my opinion on this because you're a D. Chirico fan, and you have been for a long time. I'm pretty solid on him here, man. I like him in this fight against Zach Cummings here. I think, I think he's the better boxer. I think he can outstrike Cummings. Obviously, you mentioned the low volume, and that's fine. I don't think Zach Cummings has the most volume in the world by any means. I just see D. Chirico landing the better shots on the feet. I think he can steal rounds with takedowns. Obviously, you mentioned the Spice Lee fight. Yeah, he got subbed in the first round by Spice Lee. Cummings has pretty good jiu-jitsu. He's a nice darce choke. He submitted a few guys in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he submitted Yakovlev with a crazy arm lock or some shit. If D. Chirico wants to take the route of taking him down, he's definitely got to be careful for sure. But, man, if I can get any kind of dog money on Alessio D. Chirico here, I'm going to take it. I'm solid on picking him in this spot. He's younger. He's 5 years younger. I just think he's got more left to give. I don't know. I just kind of don't really like what I've been seeing from Zach Cummings lately. Another thing, D. Chirico averages 2 takedowns a fight, which is pretty solid. Zach Cummings only has a 50, 60% takedown defense. He was taken down by Omari. He was taken down by Yakovlev. He was taken down by, a lot of guys actually now looking at it. So, yeah, I think D. Chirico can land the better strikes on the feet and steal rounds with takedowns. So I'm going to go with D. Chirico to take all 3 rounds here via a 30-27 decision.
Yeah, Cummings tapped out Giles too. So I mean, he has a good fucking ground game. But yeah, man, Alessio, I like the guy, man. It sucks that he fucking had 2 close fights and 2 good fighters. I mean, he could have arguably fucking won the Holland fight. And I mean, I just rewatched the Murder Out fight. I thought that was a close fight too. He definitely won that 3rd round, man, 100%. So yeah, I mean, Cummings doesn't really slow down. He has good cardio too, but he's been taken down a lot, man. And I can 100% see Day Trico's good grappling. Dude, just watch that Julian Marquez fight. I mean, that was a good win for Day Trico. People are acting like that was a robbery. That was a clear fucking decision for Day Trico. And a good performance, man. I love his grit, dude. He's tough, man. He doesn't fucking care. I mean, he doesn't fucking mind fucking throwing, trading leather in the pocket. But then again, Cummings hits like a fucking truck. So I think he's going to fight smart here and get a comfortable decision. So next fight, we got Mallory Martin versus Hannah Ciffers. Kelton, who do you got in this one?
Oh, man, I definitely got Mallory Martin here, man. I mean, I think it's fair to cap Mallory Martin at minus 400 here. I mean, geez, man. I wouldn't even hate if you capped her even higher than that. I mean, 400 indicates 8 out of 10 times. I mean, I'm just trying to think about, I guess Hannah Ciffers could keep this on the feet and outstrike her. If this fight stays standing for 15 minutes, definitely, Hannah Ciffers has a chance, but I don't see it going down like that, man. I think Mallory Martin's a talented prospect. I don't think she's a world beater by any means. I don't think she's a Tatiana Suarez type wrestler by any means. I don't think she's a Vina Jandrova type BJJ girl by any means, but she's solid enough to come out here and beat a fucking atomweight in Hannah Ciffers here. I think, and I've seen people bring up how, she was able to stop the takedown of Mackenzie Dern until she got leg locked. Guys, if you watch tape, Mallory Martin has better takedowns than Mackenzie Dern. And there's probably some people that would be like, what? No way. Mackenzie Dern's a BJJ girl. Mallory Martin has the better wrestling here. Hannah Ciffers can get taken down. This should be easy work for Mallory Martin. And even if Hannah Ciffers is able to keep this on the feet for extended periods of time, I mean, I wouldn't hate an argument at all to say a Mallory Martin cleanly outstrikes her. Just personally, I think the striking would be, pretty close. But there, so Mallory Martin, I'll say she locks up a round 2 sub, like a rear naked choke.
Yeah, I feel bad for Cypress, man. I like the girl, but this is a really bad match for her, man. I mean, if you look at her fights, she does not have a good ground game. She does not have good takedown. I mean, she's tough to take down, but once you take her down, dude, she doesn't have a ground game, man. I mean, she fucking gets smothered, and fucking Angela Hill fucking dominated the mat. Fucking the jobber Agapova. Fucking, who else fucking just beat her out? The Dern, all this stuff. I mean, dude, if you want to know what Mallory Martin is, she's a grappler. If you watch her fights, she's tough. She fucking trains the elevation fight team. Great cardio. Her striking's improving, actually better versus fucking Janaroba. That was a terrible bet. But even that fight, too, I mean, she showed some grit in that first round, But yeah, I got her all day in this fight. But like you mentioned, if it keeps on the feet, I mean, it's close in the feet. Because Cypress, dude, she hits like a truck, man. She's tough. Maori has to get this fight in the ground. Maori's striking is not, anything special, but I do think that she can get this fight down to the mat. She's a bigger girl. I got her by a submission. So next fight, this is probably one of the best fights of the fucking night, man. We got Impa Kasanganay versus Maki Pitolo. This is my first play of the night. I have 4 units on Impa at -125. I don't bet juice that much, but I mean, when I do, I think that's a good spot. It's a good fight, man. I think Impa is a really good prospect. I mean, you could say he's a little green, but I thought he looked really good last fight. I know he had a back and forth first round with Anthony Adams, but I mean, Anthony Adams, I don't think he's a fucking job or anything. And another thing about Anthony Adams, which I don't think a lot of people know, the guy's never been taken down ever in his fucking career. And Impa goes out there and takes him down for the first time. Impa took it down, I think, like 2 or 3 times. Impa has a big grappling advantage in this fight, dude. Maki Pitolo, man, I don't think he's a jobber. I'm not going to disrespect the guy. I've been impressed with him, man. I mean, at 185, I think he's like, what, 2-1 or 3-1, including the Justin Sumter fight. But I mean, who's he beating, dude? Fucking Charles Bird. And that was a back and forth fight in that first round. Bird took him down, man. Bird has no fucking chin. Impa has a legit chin. I actually think, to be honest, man, Impa can strike with him too. I mean, Pitolo's a brawler. He rips with the body. He has good striking. I'll admit, good striking for Pitolo. He's aggressive. He was beating Darren Stewart until he got tapped out, but he's been subbed a lot, and he's been fucking knocked out a lot. I think he's been finished. I think 5 or 6 times. He's like, the thing with Mike Pitolo, he's like fucking kill or be killed. And I don't know, man. I mean, I think Impa has the advantage, man, everywhere. I think on the feet, Impa has a great right hand, has great boxing. He's fucking aggressive. He has good pressure. Like you mentioned yesterday, I mean, in the clinch, he's good in the clinch. The thing is, though, I actually think that he needs to mix it up and he needs to take down Pitolo because that's, I think, a big advantage for him. And we've seen fucking Pitolo. I know it was at 170, but still, man. I mean, going out there and fucking getting ragdolled by Harry Potter, dude, not a good look, man. I mean, yes, he should not have been at 170, man, but still, bro, Charles Bird's fucking taking his ass down. Yeah, Bird's a grappler, but he's fucking terrible, man. He's not good, dude. You saw Impa fucking take down Anthony Adams. I mean, Impa had a great performance against Kylan Hill. Great jab, and his striking is legit. He actually has really good striking. I'm just saying, I think he has a big advantage here on the mat. I think that he can take down Pitolo and get him out of there, and he has good cardio too. People are saying, I've seen some stuff on Twitter. People are saying that Impa has bad cardio. What? I've never seen this guy gas, bro. Like, he legit fucking looked really good and came on strong in that second and third round against Anthony Adams and dominated that Kaylin Hill fight. And Kaylin Hill was a fucking good prospect at the time, a huge dude, man. Impa's the bigger dude here too, man. Like I mentioned, dude, Impa's more technical than fucking Pitolo. I just think Pitolo, he hits hard and he has good boxing, but I think Impa's going to mix it up here. And like I mentioned, I do think that Pitolo has good striking, but I think Impa has good striking too. I actually think Impa's the better striker. I just think personally Impa should go out there and take him down. I think he has a big advantage. So I'm going to go with Impa. I think he's going to get him out of there, and I think it was going to prove a lot of people wrong. I see a lot of people on Pitolo here, and I don't think this is the fight, man, for Pitolo. I got Impa. I'm going to go with a first-round TKO.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. So this is what I was referring to earlier. I have not bet it yet. I'm seeing where the line goes. I'm on Impa Kasanganay as well. I agree with almost everything Justin said. That's crazy, man, that you mentioned some people were bringing up the cardio because, I think the complete opposite. I'm super impressed with the cardio of Impa Kasanganay. For a guy with, the big old muscles like that. I guess people just assume anybody with muscles will gas out, but that's like the furthest thing from the truth, man. I mean, it's just, you never know until you see it in the octagon, man. And man, did I see it in his Contender Series fight against Anthony Adams. So going into that fight, I was under the assumption that Mbane was still a little green. He was 6-0. I know he came off that nice win over Kylan Hill on his first Contender Series fight, but I still had questions, man. I mean, he's 6-0. We haven't seen that much, and then we put him against Anthony Adams, who, solid guy, 8-1. Anthony Adams looked real good in that first round. I mean, you look at Anthony Adams' record. I mean, the guy. I mean, his only loss before Impa was a split decision that he arguably could have won. So, I mean, we could have been talking about an undefeated fighter here. And Anthony Adams' striking looked real good in that first round, but it was a real mature performance from Impa Kasanganay because he made adjustments. He looked like the fresher fighter in the later rounds. I mean, good fight IQ. He knew exactly what he needed to do. I mean, over the moon impressed with the guy's performance. I thought as soon as the fight ended, I'm like, oh, fuck, he didn't finish the fight. Is he still going to get a contract? He absolutely should because, I mean, that was a really solid fucking unanimous decision performance from him, in my opinion. I thought he arguably could have even been given the first round as well, even though, it was close. Still, so impressed with this guy. I think he's got a lot of potential, man. He's just real solid, in the clinch, he just knows what to do. He's just very well trained. And then on the other side here, you got Magny Pitolo, who, man, I can't even express my thoughts on Magny Pitolo. So comes into the UFC against Callan Potter. What was he minus 400 in that fight, and then gets the absolute shit beat out of him. Comes up to 185 against Charles Byrd. All right, maybe he can look a little better at 185 here. And then, I mean, first round was close. He was getting taken down. It was looking like Charles Byrd might actually win that fight. And then Magny, he turns it around and finishes the guy. But, Charles Byrd retired right after that fight, guys. So, any way you look at it, Magny still doesn't have a win over a current UFC fighter. And then, all right, he gets the next shot up against Darren Stewart. Darren Stewart's a guy who is coming off a loss inside Cage Warriors against a welterweight in Bartosz Fabinski. This should be a winnable fight for Magny Pitolo. And then, I mean, you mentioned it, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter mentioned it. Everyone's unanimously saying, oh, Magny Pitolo was beating Darren Stewart until the submission. Guys, it was 50-50. I mean, even if you look at the stats, they landed the same amount of strikes. I mean, it's not like Magny was beating Darren Stewart. It was close for 2 minutes until he got submitted. And was anybody picking Darren Stewart to win by submission there? Fuck, man. When you have one embarrassing loss in the UFC, that's one thing. You can be forgiven. But when you rack up multiple embarrassing losses in the UFC, that's when I start to question things. And when I start questioning a fighter and then he goes against a guy as, well-conditioned, well-trained, and as Impa Kasanganay with a ceiling as high as him, I see Impa, going in here, implementing his game plan. I think he clinches this guy up. I think he takes him down. I think even the striking could be close, but I don't know, man. I just really hope Impa, goes through with that game plan, because if he decides to strike with Magny for 15 minutes, I mean, that's not going to make our minus 125 bets look very good. I think it'd end up being a close fight. But, man, if he comes in here and grapples the way I think he can come out here and win all 3 rounds easily. So, Impa 30-27 decision.
I think he's going to get him out of there personally. And also, too, I think this is a hot take. I don't think a lot of people will agree with me. I don't even know if you'll agree with me on this, but I think Impa would beat Darren Stewart right now. I really do. I think he would go out there and fucking take his ass down, fucking get the job done. But, I don't know if that fight will ever happen, but I do think that Impa would beat him. But it doesn't really mean anything. I'm just trying to say the hot take.
Right.
So next fight, first fight of the main card, we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Ion Cutelaba. Kelton, who do you got?
Man, Magomed Ankalaev is okay. So whenever I talk about the title picture of each division, I'll bring up the 3 or 4 guys right at the top there. And then I always bring up a dark horse who's somewhere around that 10 to 15 range in each division, who I think can really make a run, has big potential. In light heavyweight, that guy for me is Magomed Ankalaev. I think the world of this guy's striking. I mean, wow. I mean, it's not even just the boxing, it's his kicks. I mean, he's super well-rounded on the feet, like not even just a well-rounded fighter. He's a well-rounded striker. He's a well-rounded grappler, well-rounded wrestler. I mean, the guy is just skills for days. I mean, I guess really the only question that everyone brings up every fucking time this guy fights is the damn Paul Craig fight where he was, 30-25ing the guy until he tapped out to a triangle choke with 3 seconds left, and it was just a really, really bad look. And I mean, shit happens, man. Shit fucking happens. It was his first UFC fight. He's bounced back big time since. I mean, has he even lost since that fight? I don't think he's lost since that fight. I mean, the guy's for sure on. Yeah, I mean, that's still his only loss. He's come back. Okay, so he knocked out Prochnio, no chin, won a unanimous decision over Abreu, who, Clifton Abreu is a solid middle of the pack kind of guy. Knocked out Dolce with that insane front kick. I mean, one of the most beautiful athletic, looking kicks I've seen in the 205 division. And then the first Cutelaba fight, man. So, I mean, it was only 30 seconds long, but in my opinion, it just kind of looked to me like Ankalaev was clearly the better fighter in there. And I know that's kind of hard to say with 30 seconds, but I don't know. The guy's movement looked better. Obviously, he 100% rocked Ian Cutelaba. I mean, everyone will bring up how terrible the stoppage is. So there's team people who are talking about how bad the stoppage is, and then there's some people just talking about, Ankalaev just completely destroyed him. I mean, there's a little bit of both there. Like, of course, he absolutely rocked him, but the stoppage was terrible. Let's be honest. I mean, one of the worst stoppages of all time. Like, just because a guy's rocked and Ankalaev is just spamming strikes, it doesn't mean you just stop the fight. Like, it was terrible. It was, I mean, I don't know. It was kind of a shitty way for Ankalaev to win, because if the ref would have let that fight keep going, I mean, he was either about to do another 14 minutes of that or get a spectacular knockout. So it's kind of shitty that we have to do this all over again, but hey, it is what it is. I see Ankalaev, I see him knocking this guy out. And even if it, gets extended to rounds 2 or 3, I think he has the better cardio as well. So I agree with the really wide line. I mean, when I think about how Ian can win this fight, I mean, I know he has the Greco-Roman background, but I don't think he's going to be able to out-wrestle Ankalaev. I think he's got to bait him into a brawl, and he's got to land that one huge shot. So, I mean, when we're talking about a KO or bust fighter, I mean, I got to think he only wins this fight like, 2 or 3 times out of 10 at best. So, minus 400 range, I agree for Ankalaev.
Yeah, man, I'm going to be completely shocked if Ankalaev knocks him out. I'll be honest with you. I think if he wins this fight, it's by submission or decision. I mean, I know he hurt Cutelaba, man, early in the fight, but I think he was baiting him in, man. I really do. Cutelaba's chin is so good, man. I don't see Ankalaev fucking knocking him out. I mean, Ankalaev, he has knockout power, but he's technical. That's the thing about him. He's really technical, and I don't agree with this line at all. No guy that's fucking minus 400, man. Fucking should be minus 400 against Cutelaba that fucking lost to Paul Craig. I mean, come on, dude. If Cutelaba and Paul Craig fought, dude, oh my. And Paul Craig's improved, I will admit. I used to call him a bum. He's not a bum. He's improved. I mean, I actually think he beat Shogun in the rematch, but Cutelaba would fucking kill him, bro. He really would, man. I mean, Cutelaba was fucking beating Glover, man, really convincingly until he gassed. And that's the only thing Cutelaba that's the big red flag with him. He gasses, man. And, oh my God, man. I mean, this fight, Cutelaba, these are 2 good fighters, man. That's why Cutelaba, man, should not be fucking disrespected like that, man. He really shouldn't, man. I mean, Ankalaev is really fucking technical, and he really is, man. Good front kick, good striking, really good kicks. I mean, he has the better kicks by far. He has a good right hand. He's a good fighter, man, a really good fighter. But, I mean, that Paul Craig fight, that was fucking embarrassing, dude. He has the better cardio here for sure. He has a lot of advantages in this fight. He really does, but Cutelaba, man, he's a brawler. He's a good right hand. He has good pressure. That first round's gonna be really tough for Ankalaev, I think. I mean, I know Ankalaev was winning that first fight and all that, but I don't agree with that stoppage. I don't think fucking Cutelaba was gonna go out. I think Cutelaba was baiting him in. I really do, and a lot of people agree with that. And I mean, I know Cutelaba has a Greco-Roman background and all this, and I was saying some stuff off Twitter that I think he can take Ankalaev down. And I mean, I know Paul Craig took him down a couple times. I don't know if he can take him down. I know Ankalaev might be able to take him down, but I just think Cutelaba is a good fighter. I really do. And I don't agree with this line. I think it's a dog or passion betting perspective. I know Ankalaev is winning the first fight. And Ankalaev could definitely win this fight, and he could definitely make quick work of this fight. But personally, I don't see him knocking out Cutelaba. I think he has to fucking get this time down on the mat. And, I mean, maybe he can win a decision and hurt Cutelaba multiple times, but Cutelaba's tough, dude. I think Cutelaba can make it 3 rounds, or he's going to get tapped out. But from a dog or pass perspective, man, I got to go Cutelaba here. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I'm not betting Cutelaba. I can't do it, but I think he's going to get the job done. I think he's going to go out there and knock him out, man. I really do. And, I mean, Ankalaev, man, I know he got tapped out by Craig, but I don't trust the guy, man. Like, that lost so fucking, 2 seconds, man, or 1 second in that fight. And I know he hasn't really shown any chin issues. I mean, he showed me he has a good chin, but Cutelaba is like a fucking truck, man. And I think that Ankalaev could get a little emotional in there. So I'm going to go Cutelaba. I think he's going to knock him out. I say fucking early second round. So next fight, I believe we got Ricardo Lamas versus Bill Algeo. Yeah, man. You know, Ricardo Lamas was like, I think minus 155 at one point. Now I think he's like, minus 215 or something like that. I'll be honest. I was going to bet Ryan Hall. I thought Ryan Hall was going to fucking go out there and fucking look good and fucking get a pretty dominant decision. And betting Ryan Hall against Lamas, Ryan Hall does not have knockout power at all. But that's the kind of chin we're dealing with, dude. Lamas has no chin. I don't care. Anyone says terrible chin. He's washed up. I know he went out there and beat Elkins, but the fuck? Elkins is washed up too. Lamas a fade. He's a big fade. No chin, but he's tough. He has good striking. He's technical. He has a good ground game, good grappling. I see a lot of people picking Bill Algeo here. Personally, I don't really see it. I mean, Bill Algeo needs to have I think 2 knockouts. He's more of a grappler. It's kind of funny and ironic that, fucking Dana White is fucking criticizing fucking Brendan fucking Loughnane and all this shit, and then they sign the loser of that fight. It's pretty funny. I bet Loughnane's fucking pissed out of his mind. Algeo's no slouch, but I mean, he's fucking lost to Jared Gordon. He has some bad losses, man. I don't know. He's not really like a good striker. Like, he has good movement and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But the thing is, it's so hard to trust Lamas, dude. That guy's chin's so bad. Would it surprise me if Bill Algeo won? No. But I mean, then again, Ryan Hall's a good fighter, and Ryan Hall was going to go out there. And I'm not going to say Ryan Hall's going to knock him out, but I think Ryan Hall would have definitely won a decision. But yeah, I'm going to go with Lamas, but I'm not confident. And to be honest, looking at the fight when he was minus 155, I'm like, oh shit, dude, this is fucking crazy. But then you look into it, I'm like, okay, I can't bet Lamas, man. It's so hard to trust this dude. So I'll go with Lamas, but not confident. Who you got? Wait, hold on, real quick.
Yeah, man. So
my bad. So I see Guru in the chat saying Lamas would have smoked Ryan Hall. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Ryan Hall would have fucking dominated him. Anyways, go ahead.
So
you don't think so, or what?
I don't know, man. I didn't get a chance to look into that fight, but I mean, I know it's close enough in theory that I wouldn't be able to just give out a pick without looking into it. I mean, I think pre-tape I'd be able to make a case for both guys, but I probably would have ended up picking Ryan Hall. Just because the where Lamas's career is headed. I mean, it's not in the best direction. I mean, you can definitely make the case that he's going out there and losing to Josh Emmett. He got knocked out by Josh Emmett, who Josh Emmett also knocked out Shane Burgos too. So I mean, fuck it. I mean, that's Josh Emmett, and then Mirsad Bektic, close split decision. I thought Bektic clearly won, but Mirsad Bektic's a really fucking talented guy. And then finishes Darren Elkins, another guy who's nearing the end. And then Calvin Kattar, he got knocked out in round 1 by Calvin Kattar. But again, Calvin Kattar knocked out fucking Shane Burgos. Is there that much shame in losing to Calvin Kattar? So I don't know, man. This is just this Algeo fight that is, I mean, it's a huge fucking step down. Let's be honest here. I mean, Bill Algeo is a guy who just, he lost on Contender Series. I don't know. I watched the tape on this guy, and it's funny. I actually bet on him in that Contender Series fight against Brandon Loughnane, but that was just because Bill Algeo was actually the same price he is right now. He was plus 200, and plus 200 in a contender series fight where I think both guys have a path. I mean, that's why I took him there. But in this fight, dude, I mean, we're obviously talking about a much more, extremely skilled guy in Ricardo Lamas, a guy in Ricardo Lamas who has been inside the rankings of the featherweight division for, I mean, how fucking long has this guy been in the rankings? Since the featherweight division probably started. That's how long. And, great wins, good power. Obviously, Lamas's submission game is amazing. I mean, one does not simply go out there and submit Charles Dubronx Oliveira. So, I mean, this guy's probably better everywhere than Bill Algeo. So, like, it's like, how can Bill Algeo win this fight? I mean, obviously, he's got to crack that chin. He's got to come out here. He's got to make it a brawl. He's got to knock Lamas out with something. But, like, when you look into it, I mean, Bill Algeo, he's not really a knockout guy. I mean, his last win by KO TKO was a switch kick. Before that, I mean, he's knocking out guys with bum records. This is just a huge step up. I mean, I wouldn't say go out and bet Lamas at fucking minus 260 because who the fuck knows, but he should win this fight. I'm going to say he taps Bill Algeo out in the first round.
Yeah, man. Next fight, we got Ji Young Kim versus Alexa Grasso. I'm going to be really short in this breakdown, but I got Grasso. I'm not confident. I mean, I don't trust her fucking that line at all. Kim, I don't even want to talk about this fight, dude. This is a fucking pass fight, 100%. I mean, Kim is just not that impressive, dude. I mean, she likes to brawl. Grasso, I mean, she even shot for a takedown in the UFC. Maybe I think against Heather Jo Clark. They're going to strike. I got Grasso being the better striker. I got Grasso 327. I'm not confident. I don't want to talk about this fight anymore. Next.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. It's a weird fight. Like, looking at the line, you got to think it's Ji-Yeon Kim or pass. So, I mean, I started to look into Ji-Yeon Kim, and, this girl's good, man. It's funny because the UFC, when they originally brought her in, they brought her in to go against Holly Holm for her UFC debut fight. Eventually, it fell through, but, like, just the fact that they were thinking, that highly of this girl to put her in there with a main event Holly Holm straight off the bat. I mean, definitely the UFC thinks highly of this girl, but then she goes out, loses to Pujalova, split decision win over Quiche, split decision win over Fabian, who's, not good, then loses to Shevchenko, and then she gets a complete cupcake in her last fight with Nadia Kassem. She finishes her easily, but, like, yeah, you got to think Alexa Grasso is the better striker here. It's just looking at Ji-Yeon Kim, it's real interesting, bro, because this girl is 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. 72 inches is a really long reach for a flyweight girl. So, like, I don't know. I just kind of have this feeling that one of these days Ji-Yeon Kim is going to put it to, even watching her fight, like, you can see, like, she has these real fucking long arms. If she ever really starts to put it together, I could see her beating a girl like Alexa Grasso, especially, a girl in Alexa Grasso who's coming up here 10 pounds. She's coming up from strawweight to flyweight. I mean, sometimes moving up works. It certainly worked for Cynthia Calvillo, but sometimes it doesn't work, man. Sometimes you're just a little too small. So I'm not going to write off Ji-Yeon Kim here, but I'll go with Alexa Grasso 29-28 decision.
Yeah, man. Next fight, dude. Co-main event in the evening. We got Robbie Waller versus Neil Magny. This is my second play of the night. I have 2 units on Robbie Waller at plus 200. I believe he's 210 now. Yeah, man, I think it's a good fight for him, dude. Neil Magny, and a lot of people you can say that. I'm a fade on Neil Magny. I don't think Neil Magny is the best. I mean, he's a fade. I mean, he's improved. His last 2 fights, he beat Anthony Martin and the Leech. He beat the Leech outside of fucking China. Anthony Rocco Martin was looking good. He won that first round. He was throwing some big shots, and he just gassed. I mean, yeah, he's gassed before, but he gassed bad, man. And one thing about Robbie Waller, he's not going to gas. He has great cardio, and yeah, you can say that he's washed up. He's on the decline 100%. His last 2 fights, he got dominated against Colby, and Colby's the best fighter in the division, not named Usman. RDA fucking beat both of them. RDA fucking smoked Magny in like 2 minutes, and then RDA dominated Lawler. I mean, so you can't really say anything about that. The Askren fight, it's controversial, man. Robbie won that fight. I don't care what anyone says. Controversial. And then the Cowboy Cerrone fight. I mean, people were saying that was a close fight. I just rewatched it. I mean, It was close, but I definitely scored that fight for Robbie, man. He won that first and third round. Neil Magny, man, I mean, people are saying he's going to go out there and take down Robbie. I think it's going to be really tough for Magny to get this guy down. Lawler has good takedown defense, man. This isn't Colby, though. This is RDA, dude. This is Magny. I mean, Ye took down Kelvin a long time ago, man, but I will be shocked if he takes on Lawler. Even if he does take down Lawler, he's going to get right back up. I really do. I think on the feet, Manny's big. He has a big reach advantage. He has a good jab. You know, he likes to break guys. He has really good cardio and all that stuff. But I can see Lawler getting inside and throwing some bombs, man. And I still am not convinced with Manny's chin at all. I'm not. He's been knocked out like fucking 3 times. He hasn't fought a top 15 dude since the Ponzi fight. Lawler is still a top 15 guy. And this is fucking a step up, a huge step up, dude, from Anthony Rocco Martin, the Leech, man. I mean, yeah, Lawler's at the end of his career, but he still can 100% win this fight. Everyone's counting out Lawler in this fight. Magny should not be fucking minus 250 or whatever he is, minus 300 against anybody, bro. This is embarrassing that Magny's that big of a favorite. You got to go with Robbie Waller here. I would be shocked, man. I'm shocked if Magny went out there and made this look easy. I think it's going to be fucking a close fight, and I 100% see Lawler winning this fight. I don't see Magny breaking him, dude. Lawler has good cardio, man. I think Lawler's going to go out there and stop this guy in the first round. I really do. I think Lawler has good boxing. He has good kicks, a really good left head kick. He has great pressure. It's what the thing is with Lawler is I want to see, like, you know, like the shape he's in. I still think that even if I don't think he's going to be in bad shape. I'm sure he's going to be in good shape. He took this fight on short notice, man. The only thing with him that I'm worried about is, the decline, the washed up and all that stuff, which I think he is. But still, man, he's not fighting Colby anymore. He's not fighting RDA. He's not fighting fucking Cowboy. He's fighting fucking Neil fucking Magny, man. And I think that at their point in their careers, I can 100% see Robbie get this job done, man. So I got Robbie Waller, man, and I think he's going to pressure Magny and get in his face, and kind of like what Anthony Rocco did, man. He's going to touch that chin, and I think he's going to hurt Magny, dude. And I think he's going to turn Magny into a wrestler, and I think he's going to stuff those takedowns. He's going to get the job done. I got Robbie fucking Waller in 2020 knocking out Neil Magny early in the first round.
Oh, man. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Robbie Waller fan. I'm sure you are too. I mean, he was the man back in the day. You know, like 5 years ago, he was that scary champ who, I mean, anybody who fought Robbie Lawler, I mean, you knew you were in for a hell of a fight until obviously the Tyron Woodley fight happened. And then, so yeah, man, I mean, we know historically with these champions, after they lose their belt, I mean, it tends to not go a good way. And then, you know, his bounce back fight against Donald Cerrone, he was able to get the win there, but man, that was a really close fight. Even if you look at the stats, Donald Cerrone landed more than Robbie Lawler. Donald Cerrone also landed a takedown in that fight. And man, I know you mentioned you don't think Neil Magny can take down Robbie Lawler. I mean, shit, man. I think you might be a little surprised there. I think Neil Magny's definitely getting takedowns here. I mean, Robbie's been taken out in every single fight since he lost the title, bro. I mean, taken down by Cerrone. He got taken down by RDA. He got taken down by Ben Askren. He got taken down by Colby Covington. I mean, obviously, that's Colby Covington, but shit, man, he got taken down 10 times in that fight. Neil Magny is a guy who averages 2.5 takedowns a fight, man. I mean, the guy can definitely wrestle. I think he honestly has the wrestling advantage in this fight. I mean, even going back looking at Robbie Lawler in his prime, I mean, a lot of the times he was losing via wrestling, like the Johnny Hendricks fights. So yeah, I think Magny has the wrestling advantage. I think he has the clinch advantage. He's going to be the well more conditioned fighter in this fight. You know, the longer it goes, obviously, Magny's one of those guys who he gets better as the fight goes. So if Robbie Lawler doesn't get a first round knockout, I mean, I don't see it going well for him at all. Another thing, man, I mean, just career trajectories. I think Neil Magny, he took a long time off there for a while, and then he comes back and amazing win over Li Jingliang, amazing win over Anthony Rocco Martin. And I know you're talking about big step up for Neil Magny, big step up for Robbie Lawler, but dude, it makes fucking sense. Neil Magny's out here getting these huge wins over Lee and Rocco, so it makes sense he moves into a top 10 fight. And then Robbie Lawler is losing to fucking every top 10 guy he fights, so it makes sense for him to take the step down. So I like this fight. I think Neil Magny can even give Robbie Lawler problems on the feet with his reach. I wouldn't recommend striking with Robbie Lawler, especially in that first round. I mean, obviously you want to clinch up, try to take him down, but I think as soon as it hits that second round, man, it's gonna be a Neil Magny takeover time. So I agree with the line. I think Robbie Lawler's seen better days. I'm going to go with Neil Magny via a 29-28 unanimous decision.
So, main event, we got Alexander Ratchet versus Anthony Smith. This is a good fight, dude. Really good fight. Kelton, who you got in here, man?
Man, this is a great fight. I'm glad we got a real nice main event here, man. In addition to Lawler versus Magny, which, I mean, shit, dude. I mean, Robbie Waller versus Neil Magny could headline a fight night, and then we got this fight right after it with Smith and Rakic. And man, I wish it was 5 rounds because that would answer a lot of questions on Rakic. Obviously, Anthony Smith, we know, is one of those guys who gets better as the fight goes, has late comebacks. That would be a real interesting factor in this fight. But it is 3 rounds. It's pretty obvious which side in this fight didn't want the 5-round fight, in my opinion. I think, just to put it shortly, Anthony Smith is the kind of guy that's absolutely down for anything. I'm sure he wanted 5 rounds, absolutely. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But 3 rounds is what we have, guys. So I think personally, Rakic is going to get off to too much of an early lead for Anthony Smith to really catch up to. I think, the fact that Anthony Smith went out there and took a real fucking beating against Glover Teixeira, that's not a good look. He's coming back a little too soon. This was only 3 months ago he took that beating against Glover. Y'all remember the fight where he said my teeth were falling out, that fight. Not a good look to be fighting 3 months later against a guy in Rakic who, he's huge for the division. He's a good athlete. He hits hard as shit. But the thing about him, he kind of slowed down a little bit too after the first round. So, yeah, I actually didn't even mention it. So I know I mentioned Smith is kind of a comeback guy, but in that Glover fight, he fought out of character, dude. He put a lot of energy into that first round, which he never really does. And then he slowed down, and Glover just fucking teed off and had a field day on him. And I don't know. That's just not how Anthony Smith fights. So I don't know. Especially in a 5-round fight too, man. I just can't believe I don't know. That fight kind of blows my mind. The fact that I don't know. I don't want to talk about the fight anymore. But when it comes to this one, dude, it's just I don't know. I don't know what kind of game plan Anthony Smith is going to come in here with. I mean, maybe this in a 3-round fight, this would be the one that would be smart for him to come out strong in the first round. But then again, that's probably not a good idea just because Rakic is going to come out strong and, he could be a guy that slows down in later rounds. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of factors in this fight. I feel like Anthony Smith late, Rakic early. But yeah, I think Rakic is just going to, he's going to bust him up in the first couple rounds. So it's going to be a good fight, a close fight, probably even closer than the odds indicate. But I'll go with Rakic 29-28 decision.
Yeah, Rakic, he's a good fighter. He's a good prospect. He's a top 10 dude. I like the guy. He should not be minus 275 here. I mean, he should not be minus 75 against, anyone, man, in the top 10. Man, dude, if Anthony Smith, man, he's won the first round in his last 2 fights, man. He was really good against Glover. Fucking, man, dude, with Anthony Smith, dude, like, I feel like it's a lot of fucking unknowns here. I'm really curious to see if that was a life-changing beating that Glover had against him, and we don't know. Is it? That's why, I wanted to sit back and see because if it wasn't, he can win this fight, man. If it was, I don't think he will. I mean, personally, man, the 5-round fight, I got Smith. That's just my big question. Was it a life-changing beating? But then again, man, I know he's been knocked out a lot of times. It's all in the past. Anthony Smith in the UFC at 205, he's durable, man. He's a tough dude. He's technical, man. He has good pressure. He's huge. I like the way he throws his elbows. He's a good striker. And the thing is, he's a serious black belt, man. I mean, Rakic, I feel like he's going to go out there and try to take this guy down. But if he does, I mean, I don't know, man. I could see Smith tapping him out, man. I really do. And I like Rakic. He's a good jab. He's huge. He has a good right hand. He has really good kicks. But, I mean, we saw him gas against Volkan, man. And gassing against a guy like Volkan, I mean, that's not a good look. And to be honest, I actually thought Rakic won that fight. And then I rewatched it. And I'm like, oh, my God. Volkan won that fight. What the fuck? And then I see people saying on Twitter that Rakic would fucking kill Prochaska. Anyone that says that Rakic would beat Prochaska, just quit, dude. Just fucking don't even bet and watch UFC anymore because my boy Prochaska will be the champ. I'm telling you guys right now, he will be the champ in 2021. You guys heard it here. There you go. Anyways, back in this matchup. I fucking love Prochaska. I know you do too, but on this matchup, yeah, man. I mean, I think I can see Smith winning this fight. He's live. I really do, man. I think that Smith fucking has the better cardio. I think that he can fucking take over late. But then again, that first round, even though he's won the first round recently, Rex is going to be a beast in that first round, man. He's fucking the bigger dude. He has a better wrestling. I think that he's technical. He has good striking as well. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's a tough fight. I'm going to go with Rakic to get the job done. I think they can win a decision or possibly knock out Smith, because Smith took a life-changing beating. He could have took a beating. We don't know. But, yeah, I think Smith's live and can get this job done. I want to just sit back and watch this fight. I really do. I want to see how Smith comes back from that fight. So I got Rakic with I'll go with the decision win, but I'm not confident. I will never play Rakic here at Juice. Never. So we'll recap on our plays. My play so far, I have 4 units on Impa and 2 units on Robbie Waller. I think I'm done for the night because I just need one of them to win. I get a winning night. So probably just gonna just leave it like that. Kelton, what about you?
Yeah, man. So I have 3 units on Sean Brady to win inside the distance at plus 210. That's my only play right now. I am eyeing Impa Kasanganay. I am 99.9% sure I'm going to bet him. And then I'm also eyeing D. Chirico, man. If he hits plus money again, I'm going to bet D. Chirico. So that's the 3 spots I'm eyeing for this card. As far as anything else, I just want to give a shout out to the Club and Sub podcast. I'm going to be going on their podcast later tonight with those guys. Just look up, I believe it's John Stargarian MMA on YouTube. Going live with him, Danny, who's a friend of mine, and then Sparring with Reality Betting. He's a sharp bettor. So excited to talk to those 3 guys. Check that out. That's tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, man, I'll check you guys out tonight when I get off of work. But yeah, can't wait for DraftKings this week as well. DraftKings should be interesting with 11 fights. Really curious, man, to see who I'm going to put in my teams. I'll probably be making that tonight. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Nah, man, just really excited for the card on Saturday.
One more thing, I saw that Tony Ferguson's fighting Dustin Poirier. I mean, whoa! Ooh. I mean, that's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know if it was official, but I've been seeing all over Twitter and shit. So,
oh man, we can't be spreading rumors on here.
Well, I mean, everyone's fucking talking about it. So, I mean, let me see if it is. Is it?
Is that big deal if true?
On UFC 254, I believe. I mean, Dana said something about it. I saw last night that he's probably going to put on UFC 254.
I just seen Jermaine Durandamy got a fight.
Let me see. Dana White reveals potential Tony Ferguson. Okay, so it's not official.
But okay, so Justin's out here spreading rumors.
Shut up. Right here, Dana White says Tony Ferguson for Dustin Poirier will probably take place at 254. So I mean that probably take place. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with that. I mean, if Dana White's saying it, then yeah.
What source are you seeing that from?
Fucking Dana White said it.
And what?
Just Google Tony Ferguson.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! All right.
And then, it says right here. BJPen.com. Dana White says Tony Ferguson versus Dustin Poirier will probably take place at UFC 254.
Dana White just basically confirmed that Tony Ferguson versus Dustin Poirier is official. If Ferguson beats Dustin, blah 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 blah.
To be honest, I'm really high on both guys, but I don't know, man. Pre-tape, I got to go with fucking Dustin, man. I'm really curious to see what that line is, but I got Dustin, man.
Oh man, I'd probably go with Dustin too. Not by much though.
Yeah, but all right, guys. I know some people were complaining about the timestamps. I did not do timestamps on this card. I will do them tonight when I get home from work 100%. So I cannot do them right now. I got to get ready and leave. But yes, we'll do them. I'll do them tonight. And we'll see you guys next week. Next week we had a good card. I'm excited about that one. And so later, guys.